What's up, YouTube? This is Brian Pfeiffer, marketingmeathead.com. Today I'm going to teach you how to set up a Facebook group the right way. All right, welcome back. So if you're into making money online and how-to stuff, how to do all this complicated stuff on the internet, then this is the channel for you. We do affiliate marketing. We do a little bit of e-commerce here as well, and we do a lot with Facebook and stuff like that. So today I'm going to teach you guys. I've been setting up a group. I'm making a group kind of like for my overall like a public. It's actually going to be a private group, but it's going to be visible, so it can be searched. So I'm going to show you how to do the setup the right way. I've been kind of studying this for the last couple days. I've got a number of big groups, just so you can see here that I kind of know what I'm talking about here. I've had some of these groups for like years, and well, here, let's go into my my home here, and a couple of my groups have like over 20,000, almost 30,000 people in them. But they're like older groups, and I don't do a lot. This one here has 18,000. Or that's my fan page. The group has 17,000. Okay, and here's another one. I think I have a big one that's like 30,000. But honestly, these groups, they were kind of being more used for me when I was using them in Chicago for different promotions and whatnot back in the day. I don't really do a lot of outgoing promotions now. Here's a group that has 16,000 members in it. I think they got one big one that's got like a whole bunch of people in it. I thought there was a Surreal Chicago. This might be it. I think I have one that has like 30,000. So this one here has 29,000. Yeah, so this is my big one. This is the one I was using for Chicago when I was doing promotions in Chicago. And, it's kind of gotten old or whatever. I do promote it at like my New Year's events and whatnot. You can see some promos here. And I post my videos for my YouTube channel in there, and they don't really get too much engagement. These, unless you got active members in the groups, they kind of go by the wayside. But what I'm going to try to do here is show you guys a video of how to set up a group properly, and then if you nurture it properly with the right people and get some action in there, then eventually you can hopefully grow your group to something somewhat solid. Okay, so let's start out with the idea. You're going to want to have an idea, and then you're going to want to have like some keywords up in your group title. Okay, and the one I got here, I started out. I kind of spied on some other people's groups, and I'm like, okay, now what is some of these people that are doing are successful, and what makes them successful? So what I did is I came up with like a name of the group. I called it the Marketers, okay, because no one else had that name, which was kind of cool. And then basically I said, in the title here, affiliate marketing, e-commerce, and entrepreneurship. And notice here in the actual description here, I've got all these keywords. I'm not really keyword stuffing per se, but I definitely got everything in there that I want people to talk about in this group. I've kind of shied away from Amazon FBA. I just don't think it's a viable business model these days, unless you have some kind of brand already established, then maybe. But I'm going to stick to affiliate marketing and e-commerce moving forward, and obviously entrepreneurship and running your own business. I've had my own companies for 20 years, so I know what I'm doing when it comes to that. But so that's step number one, is get the title, and you can always go in here and you can go into edit settings here, and you can go ahead and play around with that. You don't have to, if you pick something and you want to change it, you can change it here. Okay, I've changed it twice already, so I've found one that I liked, and this is what I decided to go with. Social learning, you can put the group type here. You can put whatever you want, but I felt like this was the best for what I'm doing in general, or social learning. I think this is more of like a learning type of group. And then I put a little description here. I just took somebody else's description and changed it and made it better for what I'm trying to do. That's not rocket science here. I added my own links and stuff so they can get my YouTube and my blog there. I put the location. You can choose not to put a location if you want. And then I put some tags and whatnot. Okay, and of course I changed the color to my purple because I like the purple. And I went ahead and changed the address here. So I got the Marketers was not available, so I put in the top Marketers. Best I could do. It is what it is. And I made this a private group, but visible. So people can search it, they can find it, but in order to get in it, they have to be accepted by me, okay, or one of the admins in this group. Right now, I'm just the only admin. And then, so you have some different options here on the privacy setting. You can make it a public group or a private group. If you have it public, then anybody can just find it and join. It doesn't really give any kind of like, sense that there's like anything special in the group, in my opinion. Okay, and plus you want people to answer. I'm going to go over this in detail. You want them to answer some questions, and you want to grab their email if you can on the entry into this group, so that way you can start building your email list as well as your group. Because the thing about Facebook is, and I've had this happen to me personally already, they can just completely wipe out your whole personal profile and everything. I had it, my business partner had it happen to him. They can like literally take down your personal profile, and you'll have no access to your group or anything. So you want to collect as many emails as you can, because that list that you built up and spent all that time and money on is your people, and you want to put them onto a list that you can control. You don't control Facebook, unfortunately. You can manage Facebook while it's active, but if they decide to take it away from you, you're done. Okay, it's that simple. So keep that in mind. And membership approval here, that's me, and I'm the only admin right now, and I'll add my partner to that eventually. But you can allow pages to either join or group members if you want. That means a fan page can be joined or a person, and then anyone can post. Okay, and you put some. If you guys start getting too much spam in here, and you start getting people that are like negative people, you want to check this off. The groups that all posts must be a group approved by the moderator, because if you got people in there that are causing problems, you're going to want to remove them. And if you see their post before they put them up, then you want to just go ahead and remove them. But right now I'm going to leave this, basically people can post without being approved by me, because I do have some pretty good rules in here that I wanted to show you guys. Okay, now this is important when you're setting up the group. And I'm going to walk you through the rules. I'm going to walk you through the questions, and I'm going to walk you through the rules, and then I'm going to walk you through the automation and how I set it all up, so you guys can really get the value out of this group setup video. This is a video that you can bookmark or save or copy the URL, and whenever you're ready to set up a group, I'm going to go A to Z on how to set it up, so you don't really need to watch anybody else's video. I already did all that work. I watched other people's videos, and I figured it out. So I'm going to put it all in here for you guys. You want to go into your questions here. Notice here you have a, where's it at here? The web address. There's a section in here where you can go in and, let's see, edit group settings. There's a, like I said, I haven't set up one of these in a couple of years, but there's a, where it says here you can ask questions. There it is, under membership requests. I knew it was here somewhere. All right, so this is where you click on that, and then here's my questions, okay? Now, you can play around with these questions. This is just for my group and what's going to work for me. And I'm asking people if they have an online business, and if so, what do they do? That way I can kind of get an idea of what these people, come into my group, what they're interested in, what they're, looking to do and whatnot. And then I'm, asking people what are they looking to get out of this group. And that gives me an idea of what I can help people with. And this group's out here to serve people, and then the other members are going to serve people. So if I can understand what people are looking for, well, then I can ask other members that, hey, a lot of people are asking for this, okay, that type of thing, okay. And then notice here in question 3, this is where I'm asking for the email, and this is what is your email for my free ultimate guide to affiliate marketing. Okay, so I'm making people basically give me their email, and then I'm saying leave email only, because I don't want them to put something in there with their email, because if they do, it messes up my automation on the back end. And I say no valid email equals no approval, basically telling people if they don't put in their email properly, they don't get approval. Looks like I got an extra parenthesis on here, so I'm going to go ahead and change that. All right, so, and these are all written answers. Notice here you can have a written answer here. So if we do an edit, you can have like a multiple choice. You can have a written answer. You can have a checkbox. I'm just doing all written answers, okay? And then you'll see why here in a second for my automation, okay? And then here are the group rules, okay? This is where you click create rules right here. And if you guys want, in order to save time, you can just pull up my group and you can just copy and paste these rules. I went in and looked in a bunch of other groups, and I found like what I felt were like the best rules. And I put like 8 rules in here, obviously all the way down from, be respectful, do not promote stuff, provide value, no unwanted collaboration, everything, copywriting. Basically, I put in 8 rules. And then you can check a little box here that says under membership questions that the people have to, see down here where it says this, you click that on, and that people have to agree to reading those rules. And once they agree, then at least they've seen those. So If you want to go and look at other groups and copy and paste their rules, that's up to you. Obviously, make sure there's nothing in there that is for that group specific. I went ahead and found like the rules that I felt like were the best. I took went into 3 or 4 different groups and I pulled out the best rules and I made my own rules. Okay, so that's it as far as setting up the group. Obviously, you want to put a nice header here. One ninja trick, you can put a on the description up here. You can go ahead and put a link to one of your lead magnets or something else. Okay, so right now I put a link to my free landing page guide. Okay, so that's up in the description here, and I got to that by just clicking on the header, and you can put a description up in here. Okay, see how you can edit the description? All right, and then you can just change it whatever you want there. Okay. All right, so that's a little ninja tactic. And then next, we talk about the automation. Okay, let's get into the automation. Now, I went ahead and paid for a tool, and I'm going to put a link for that tool below. It's called Group Funnels, and I'm going to go ahead and put a link for Group Funnels below. It is an affiliate link, so if you do buy it, then I do make a commission, help support the channel. But Group Funnels is a pretty cool tool. It allows you to, when you have multiple membership requests that come in, and it allows you to basically click a couple buttons. It's a Chrome extension. Notice here I have this Group Funnel Chrome extension here, okay? And this is what happens is basically it pulls the person's, all their answers to their questions. Here, I'll show you on my Google Doc here. I have a Group Funnels. Okay, so it's going to pull in the group name, the user ID, the Facebook username, join on Facebook, question 1, answer 1, question 2, answer 2, and so on. And so basically for me, the last question is going to be, the question 3, which is the email. And this is where I'm going to have automation kick in. And the way I have it set up is with Zapier, okay? And basically what happens is with Zapier, you just go in, and it's pretty easy to set up, guys. It's not complicated at all. It only takes about 15 minutes of time just to make sure everything's set up right. And you can test it out. It all works just fine. So basically the way I have this set up is basically the Google Sheet. It finds the Google Sheet, and anytime there's an updated, any kind of update in the sheet, okay, then Google's going to know to pull it in. And what it does, it basically pulls the sheet, the name, and there's the sheet 1. Now sheet 1 is just, if you guys don't know what sheet 1 here is on a Google Doc, that's just down here where it says sheet 1. Okay, you're going to only have one sheet in this particular document. Okay, you can have multiple sheets, but this one's just going to have one. So we're going to leave that at sheet 1. And then you're going to have it, the trigger column, you can have it just say any or email. This is optional, but when an email comes in, then I want this thing to trigger. Okay, and that's it. This is basically super simple. So basically, let's say, take a look at this. Let's go into the question 3, or let's put in the email here, brian@surrealchicago.com. That's one of my emails, and I'm going to put in here Facebook username, and you'll see Brian Pfeiffer. Okay. All right, now let's go back over here to Zapier, and you're going to see I can pull in like a test contact, and you're going to see that it's there. All right, so get more samples. And boom, there it is. It just pulled it in. Okay, and now that thing's gonna trigger and go into my active campaign. And in my active campaign, it's just an API set up with Zapier and active campaign. It's pretty simple. It's going to create or update a contact, and then it's going to go into my active campaign, and then it's going to take the email. It's going to take the Facebook username, and that's it. That's all it's going to push. Unfortunately, the way this automation works, you can't just pull in the first name. It kind of sucks. I wish you could, but for whatever reason, Facebook gives you the full name, and you can't really separate it in the spreadsheet. You'd have to do it manually. But right now, I'll just take the email. I'm not really worried about the first name. You can just put the email in, and then it's going to send this data. Okay, so if we do this, we do a test, and notice I have this Zapier has to be turned on. It's on. Okay. And you give it a couple seconds here, and you're going to see that in my active campaign, in my list, in my active campaign. Now I'm going to also put a link for active campaign below. I do use Infusionsoft as well, and I just feel like lately I've been having better luck with deliverability with active campaign. Although Infusionsoft is powerful and I like it, I'm gonna use both, obviously. because I pay for both, so I'm going to use both. So here's my my lists, different lists and whatnot. And Marketing Meathead Facebook is the list here I have for this. So notice there's 4 contacts in here. Let's see if it's done it. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes, but it hasn't pulled it in yet. But if you give it a couple minutes, it's going to zap it in. You're going to see it come in. Let's just make sure we did the test here. And if we do a send data retest, and now we know it's going to go in. But this is going to happen like kind of automatically, okay? And then the way I set it up is to go in here, and the way it goes in when a new email comes into this, then it triggers this automation, okay? And there's an automation built up in here. You can see I have like 10 different emails set up already. This is a number of emails, and you can click edit here, and you can actually see it on a canvas. There's basically a contact subscribes to the Marketing Meathead Facebook list, which was the one we just showed. They're going to wait 5 minutes. They're going to get their first email. Then every day for the next 10 days, they get an email. Okay. Now I can add more to this or take more out or whatever, how you want to set it up. It's all dependent on your business, but that's basically how you do the automation. And then I also have it set up with Zapier to trigger. If you look here, I set up another Zap. And we go into make a Zap here, or what is it actually? My Zaps. And I set up one for basically when a new contact comes into that list in Active Campaign, then it actually is going to get a. This is going to be Google Chase to Active Campaign, and then I also have one set up for a new contact in Active Campaign. It goes into Infusionsoft. Okay, so basically I don't have to sit there and copy and paste from one CRM to the other. I have it all set up to where it automatically goes automatic. Okay, and I tested it out earlier. It was working just fine. So let me see. I don't know why it's not coming up here. Make sure I didn't delete it or something, but it was working fine earlier. Let's see, my Zaps. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so there is Active Campaign into Infusionsoft, okay? And it's just real simple. You just, when a contact gets updated in that list, it just takes that contact and pushes it into Infusionsoft automatically. And I tested it, it works okay. But that's pretty nice. So then I have both CRMs with growing a list, and I can use Infusionsoft. You know, the way emails, CRMs work these days, sometimes some deliver into the inbox, sometimes they don't. So honestly, it's probably best to send emails to your new prospects from maybe 2 different CRMs, and hopefully at least one of them gets into the inbox. I mean, fortunately, that's kind of just the way things work these days. But that is what it is. But let's go here and check the list, see if that email came in. By now it should have. It takes a few minutes to come in. And now you see we have 5 here instead of 4. And boom, there it is. There's Brian at Surreal Chicago. And then if I look in my actual email box, I probably, in the next like 5 to 10 minutes, I'll get an email, my first email in my automation. Okay, so that's how it works. I mean, that's how you automate the group. And then obviously now you got to just promote the group. You got to get the word out there about the group. In fact, if you guys are watching this video still and you want to join my top marketers group, I'm going to go ahead and put a link for that below as well. And go ahead and join the group. And I'll go ahead and test out my automation and make sure everything's working. And you'll get the ultimate guide to affiliate marketing for free over the next 10 days. I'll be delivering it to you. And we'll test it out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's setup with Zapier, Infusionsoft, Active Campaign, group funnels, and Facebook groups. Kind of a little bit of a long one here and a lot of systems working together. But once it's all set up properly, it should work pretty smooth and save you a heck of a lot of time. So hopefully you guys got something today. Make sure you like this video if you got value from it. And share this video with your friends if you found it was valuable. Leave me a comment below if you have any ideas for me or you like the content in today's video. I'm the Marketing Meathead. We'll talk to you later. Thank you.